your last 2 or 3 years of high school, you moved to Dallas to train with your mentor, a guy I've gotten to know a little bit. His name's Boog. That's what I like to call him. That's how you go by him. We'll just leave it at that. But tell me what life was like for you when you just have to pack up and leave your family, your loved ones. And was it ninth grade or
my 10th grade? Yeah.
My 10th grade year. I mean, just having to do that and make that sacrifice to really focus on basketball and get better. How hard was it? And also what was life like once you made the move?
So in the beginning, it was kind of hard. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I was like, man, I don't want to do it because all my friends and family, I've never been away from my family. So my mom and dad was always big on you make your own decisions. And like me committing to Baylor was my own decision. They was always big on that. Like, some parents being there like, well, you make this decision, you do this, you do it. No, my parents told me to write it out on a piece of paper on what I want to do. And I just mapped out everything. And I knew that if I stayed in Lake Charles, of course, I would have been just best player in Lake Charles. But at the same time, it would have been hard for me to get to college because some of the stuff I was doing in Lake Charles wasn't going to meet the standards of me going to college. So when Bud came in, this is your guy and my guy. So when Bud came in and Coach Kyle and Rick Kerrigan, like them guys came in, that's when we played for Southern Elite. And they introduced me to so much. And then me and Bud got so close. And then he said, hey, you come to Dallas and live with me. And we basically can train you. You can see different stuff. You've been in a better position. And like ever since then, everything changed, right? Yeah. So when I got out there to Dallas, it was weird.
Yeah.
Because it was so big. Dallas is big. Everywhere you go is 40 minutes to get to. Yeah. And, Lake Charles, I could just walk to the gas station. Like, I don't need to get in a car and go 40 minutes to go somewhere. Yeah. And so that adjustment was kind of hard in the beginning. And, man, that was his first time actually having somebody, to mentor. So it was hard on him, too. We were struggling at first with trying to figure out the school and the adjustment to the house and everything like that. But we just kept basketball first and just, keep doing different things. But it was kind of hard in the beginning. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, but you're waking up at 6 in the morning, right? And then
man, I'm about to tell you, bro, man. Me and him would wake up 5 in the morning, run, jog, do whatever, and then come back, eat, we'll work out again. Like, it was crazy how the schedule was going. Like, this was something so different to me. Like, it was more so set up like a pro schedule. Like, I've never been through that. Like, in Lake Charles, I could just wake up at 10 o'clock, do whatever, Like, It was different, like, in the summer. And then you have school at 7, so I wake up 6, put my clothes on, go to the bus and do whatever. But when I got there to Dallas, 5 o'clock in the morning, then school, then practice, then shoot at night. Like, it was crazy. I was like, man, I don't know if I could do this.
And I want to make it clear, too, that for people watching, Mark wasn't at, like, some academy where he was going and eating in the mess hall every day, 5-course meals. I mean, this was just a friend, a mentor who didn't have a lot for himself money-wise, just saw something in Mark and said, I'm going to take it upon myself to train this kid. But he was living a rough life too. I mean, like it was hard for him to even feed you at times.
Man, one thing about Bug, man, he made so many sacrifices for me to be where I'm at now because he would go nights without eating to make sure I ate. And it'd be crazy. I remember one time that he couldn't pay the bill, and he told me straight up, like, the lights went on and everything. And he's like, Mark, what you want to do? We can go to the hotel, or we can just stay the night here, and then we'll figure it out. I told him, let's just stay at the house. And we stayed at the house, and next thing you know, some way, somehow, he figured it out. Like, he'll drop me off to school. I come back home, the lights on. I'm like, so that's how much of hard work he do, man. Like, he had a rough lifestyle, too. So we both had the same thing in common. And he just did a lot of stuff for me, man. Like, he changed a lot of stuff for me, man. Really in the position where I'm at now is because of him.
Right. And the good thing, too, is you were training. I mean, he was exposing you to good players. I mean, you're playing against Emmanuel Mudiay and Terrance Ferguson and Billy Preston. And also, Mark, kind of a role model of yours, Andre Emmett, who tragically, lost his life a couple of years ago, or about a year ago. But tell me about your relationship with Andre Emmett, the former Texas Tech star, and playing against him in the gym and stuff.
Man, Andre Emmett, man, like, rest his soul, man. But when I first met him, Bug Roman, that's why I played with Mo Williams Academy. I never met him, right? So I go in the gym, and I just got my first Ballers Life video. I'm feeling myself. I getting all the views, all the followers.
Yeah.
And I go up in the gym and I just see him shooting, right? And you know, Andre got a guy that just shot look kind of weird at first. So I'm like, oh, I'm about to ask him to play one-on-one. Because I'm already challenging everybody in the gym every day. And I get in the gym and I guard this dude. When I say he don't miss, I was so mad. I took off my shoes and I was crying. Like, he really, like, tore a hole in. Like, he tore me up. And so ever since then, he used to always tell me, like, do what you got to do because I've been there. You going to the bitch? I've been there. I know what you need to do. He said, you don't need to. He really started to roll in a way, too. He was like, you don't need to be this guy to go up in there and do this. I can tell you what you need to do. You need to go up there. You need to play hard, play defense, get your little dunks, do whatever you need to do, and have a successful career. If you want to go out here and be a guy that's just going to try to do 30, 40 points and, you know, think that that's an NBA thing, like, it's not going to work because at the end of the day, the next level, 30, 40 points is really nothing compared to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of roles that you got to do. And me and him just had a great relationship. And ever since then, like, you know, that dude is a bucket. Don't miss, a bucket. Like, he don't miss. And ever since then, I said, man, that's the best player I ever played against. I don't care.
Ashley, why don't you jump in and talk to Mark a little bit about his, you know, once he arrives at Baylor and just that whole transition from you know, high school to college.
Yeah, that was the first question I was going to ask you. Is we interviewed Terrance Thomas and he made some comments. I know you saw him because you commented on him on Twitter, and he said, "Man, Mark's one of my favorite guys, but I got to be honest. When I first saw him, he was cocky, and I just had to take him down a level." So,
that's not true.
Tell us that story.
Now I'm gonna tell you the story, man. So I came in the gym. Terrance, I already know the background on him. He got his backstory on you, who he is already, right? So it's OG. I'm gonna correct it because I know he gonna text me after this if I don't call him OG. That's what he first told me to call him when I got here. So he said, "Call me OG," and he liked to talk. Like, he was one of those guys get on the court. You know, he kind of, you know, he don't be moving like that, doing everything, but he used to talk a lot. And I used to be like, man, stop talking to me. Like, I don't even know who you are, this and this and this. And when I say that, he like, look up. And when I look up, he'd be right there on the banner. And it used to make me so mad. And then it used to crush me every time because I used to check him. And he would give me buckets someday, bro. He would give me buckets sometime. And I used to be so mad. And then one day me and him got into it so bad that I was waiting outside to fight him. I was that mad. I was like, you got to come outside. And ever since then, me and him have to understand that. Like, he really, like, you know, taught me a lot of stuff too. And he used to tell me about the rebound and stuff too. So he seen potential in me when I first got in. But I was never a cocky player. Never. Right. Never. That's his excuse to talk trash to me.
All right. So I'm going to ask you this question. I know you're going to shoot straight with me, but I see like people kind of, you know, saying, is he too heavy? You know, is he 250 pounds this year? Right. You want to set the record straight on that? Like,
yeah, I'll set it straight, man. Look, it is like a lot of people keep commenting on my weight and asking me if I'm heavy and I'm just in this. No, I'm not heavy. It's just that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a routine that I normally go through during the summer that I couldn't really do. I'm not using this as an excuse.
Right.
It's a routine I normally do that builds up to my season.
Sure.
I didn't have a chance to really do that in the off season. Right. And so I'm still in a way getting the rhythm, but I got to get in my rhythm fast. And like, yeah, I'm going to say it like this. I might look like I put on a few pounds. I'm going to say it like that. Some people think that, yeah, I put on a couple pounds, but I ain't put on like 280 or 270. Like, you know, it's not nothing crazy like that. You know, it's a lot of stuff that I used to do that build up to my season I didn't do. And that's what it is. You still see me can jump out the gym. You still see me play hard. You still play me defense.
Yeah.
So I'm still here.
Yeah.
It's just that I need to get in better shape and everything. It's the truth.